So do you guys know who Joycelyn Savage is? Now, if you don't, I'm about to give you the 411 on who she is. And the reason I want to start there is because she recently just made a statement. Now, the statement in itself is really messed up. But when you understand who this person is, it kind of makes sense why they would say this, right? So it says here she was born to her parents, both mom and dad. See, I thought like maybe dad left and she had father issues because that sometimes plays a role in why these these females when they're young do the things that they do with older men. So now Savage reached out to them after their press conference and insisted that she was at R. Kelly's by choice and that they should leave him alone. She was happy. Now, Greg says that her call was the first step in establishing a relationship with her family after being estranged for many years, right? Like something happened there in this family dynamic that said, I'm leaving, right? So let's not like just overlook that. Okay, so it looks like Joycelyn has some siblings. All right, so Joycelyn spent her childhood with her younger sister named Joycelyn Savage. Now, of course, like when I was talking about her leaving the family and something must have happened there, my mind went to something sexual. Maybe the dad or the uncle or something, assaulted her, right? And she's like, all right, I told my parents and, they did nothing about it. I'm out of here. But she had a sister, a younger sister. And by all accounts, the sister still lives with the parents, right? I don't understand how, but apparently she has a net worth of $1 million as of 2022. So this includes her assets, money, and income. Her primary source of income is her career as an aspiring singer. Aspiring? How are you an aspiring singer and you've massed a net worth of $1 million? All right. We could look at that later. This is Joycelyn's parents. Now, the couple claims that their daughter is being held captive by R. Kelly. They hinted that their daughter was an aspiring singer who met R. Kelly at her parents' clothing boutique in Atlanta in 2015. They further went on to say that Kelly began mentoring Joycelyn when she started attending college, and they believed that it was only a professional relationship. They also claimed that they tried contacting their daughter in 2016 without success. So 2015, they met, but Kelly was mentoring her, and a year went by, and then they tried to. So what, were they not in contact with her all throughout 2015? You know what I mean? So because they tried contacting her in 2016 without success, but eventually she got in touch to say that she was with Kelly and not at her college dorm. So that right there is red flag. Number one, I understand that you want to be a singer, but you just leave college. You don't even inform me of that. And I'm your parents. That is red flag number one. Timothy's father said he tried to convince Joycelyn to return to college. That's good. And continue with her studies, but she refused. Red flag number two. You see the headline there, right? That's why it's important to know who this girl is. Court document reveals R. Kelly is engaged to Joycelyn Savage. The future Mrs. Kelly wrote a letter to Judge Ann Donnelly on June 28th ahead of R. Kelly's sentencing for sex crimes in New York. In the letter, she attempted to portray the incarcerated artist in a positive light and lets the judge know that she's not the victim. Joycelyn wrote, "My relationship with Robert is amazing. He's the best thing that has ever happened to me. We have a very special connection and are deeply in love. I still support Robert to this day because I love him and I will always be here to support him." She continued, "Robert is not the monster that the government has described him to be. The Robert I know is very sweet, gentle, and kind. At the end of the day, he has always made sure that I'm taken care of and any other woman he was with as well." Remember when we were saying she has $1 million? How did she get this money? I mean, I think now we know. The other thing to point out is Robert is not the monster that the government has described him. He was found guilty. Honey, why do you think they found him guilty? The things that they're accusing him of, he did. Now, if you let the law tell it, and if the law has the final say, which, we live in a society, so it does, he is by definition a monster. Because, sweetie, if you also believe in the law, and you are a part of society, and if he was found guilty of the things that they said that he did, what would you call him? A nice guy? Misunderstood? Did he have poor representation? He is a monster. The definition of that, you crack open a dictionary, see the word monster in there, R. Kelly's face is going to pop up right next to it. Probably scroll through a little bit more under sexual predator, probably got R. Kelly in there again. A couple other things as well. This guy's looking at 30 years. Joycelyn is 27 years old. Let's just say he does 20, right? That's 47. You're going to be 47. R. Kelly's barely going to be able to walk. How old is R. Kelly right now? R. Kelly is 55 years old. Add another 20 to that. He is going to be 75 years old. 75. I don't understand what is in it for this girl. What is in it for her? Because she's going to be 47. He's going to be 75. And by the way, he might be in there even longer. He's got more trials coming up. But let's just go with what we know, 30 years, right? 75 years old. According to the information I just shared with you, she's got $1 million. R. Kelly's net worth is a negative $2 million, right? So I ask you, why would she stick around? It's either love or she's totally brainwashed, because chances are he ain't getting out of jail. But yeah, Savage, you are blind. You have glasses, but somehow you cannot see the bigger picture. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? What is her angle? Like, really, what is her angle? Does she truly love this man? Is she just brainwashed? Because I'm at a loss. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely hit that sub button.